Friends, in the last session that we have had, we started our discussion on technical report writing, and we talked about why such reports are required in organizations. Then we also talked about the various contents of the report in brief, and I told you about the three different sections in a technical report. The first section is known as the introductory section. Then we have the main section of the report, and then we have the concluding section. So today, in this particular discussion that we are going to have, I'll be talking about the introductory section in brief. So this is the first page of your report, and that is why this is also known as the title page. Now, what are you going to mention here on the title page? First thing, what is the topic of your research, right? So for example, this is a project report on, now this is the topic of the research. This is the topic of the research, right? So you have to mention project report on, and then you have to mention the topic of the research. Now who is submitting it? So you might be submitting it, or it could be that there is a group, there is a team of employees who is submitting it. Some kind of a cross-functional team has been formed to write this report, so they are submitting it. So whosoever is submitting it, if it is an individual, you have to mention the name of the individual, and in case if it is a group of employees, then you have to mention the name given to that particular group or that particular committee, right? In case you are submitting this report in your fifth semester here, you are describing what you did in your summer internship, or you are writing down your dissertation project report. In such case, you would be submitting it, and you would be submitting it to your department. So that is what you will have to mention here, submitted to. Is this fine? So what are the four main aspects here? First thing is, you have to write as to what this basically is. It could be a project report, it could be an inspection report. We had discussed these types, so you have to mention it here, whether it is a project report, whether it's an inspection report, whether it is a regular routine report, and then what is the topic of the report, then who is submitting it, right? So this is first, this is second, this is the third part, and this is the fourth part. Who is it being submitted to, right? And here is the date of submission, month of submission, right? So this will be your title page. When you submit an assignment, it would be a good practice to use this particular format. As I've already said, if you are submitting your project reports, internship reports, now this is the format that you are going to follow. So please don't make this kind of a mistake in your fourth semester once you are submitting your project report or your dissertation project report. Use this particular format. Then the second page is the certificate of authorization. Now this is basically some kind of a certificate which is specifying that a particular report is submitted by a particular individual, and that this particular report is his original work, right? And this certificate of authorization is basically given by the project guide. So when you will be doing your report writing here while doing your BBA, you will be assigned a project guide who will guide you during the entire course of your project, be it the dissertation project, be it the summer internship project. So you have to basically get this certificate signed from him. First you will yourself be signing it, and then there would be a counter signature by your project guide. So I hope you are able to understand what we mean by a project guide. So basically, I am talking about these technical reports from the perspective of a BBA student who would be actually writing such reports in his fifth semester after completing his summer internship, summer training, and his sixth semester as part of his dissertation project report. So I am basically talking about all the contents of the report with that perspective, right? So when you would be submitting your report, this is the certificate of authorization that you'll have to use. You'll have to use the certificate which would mention that this particular report is your original work, which means you have not copied this particular report or the contents of this particular report from some other individual or from somebody else's work, and then there would be a signature, and then there would be the counter signature by your project guide. Now what would be the third page? It would be basically acknowledgement. What do we mean by acknowledgement? Acknowledgement in Hindi means abhar jatana. So all those people who have helped you in this particular project, in whatever project you have taken up or whatever dissertation project you are doing, all those people who have helped you apart from your guide, because the name of the guide is already there. So apart from the guide, all those people who have helped you, you have to mention their names here, and you have to basically acknowledge their contribution. You have to thank them basically for their contribution. So you would mention their name here. Fine. Then you can also mention the name of your project guide, but you also have to mention the name of all those people apart from your project guide who have helped you. So this is basically telling the reader that these are the people who have been involved in the preparation of this particular report, or who have helped the person who has prepared this particular report. So for example, in this particular case, this guy Gaurav Joshi is actually acknowledging the contribution made by Mr. Ratnakar Vog or Mr. Jijit Abu Bakir or Mr. Aaron Patel or Mr. Prasad towards the completion of his report. So this is what we mean by acknowledgement. In books also you find this kind of a page right in the beginning. So that is what we mean by acknowledgement. So for example, let's say you went to Patanjali Udyog, Haridwar for your summer internship, and you were helped by the sales manager there. So you will have to mention his name, and you will have to mention that he has provided his guidance or provided his assistance to you, and because of which you have been able to write the report. Suppose a friend of yours has helped you, then you will have to mention the name of that particular individual. So all those people who are making contribution to your work, who are assisting you in your research assignment, all those people, their names have to be mentioned here. Fine. Then we come to the table of contents. I hope you know what a table of contents is. You also know this by another name, index. Index is basically what all follows in the report. What are the different chapters in the report? What are these different topics and subtopics dealt with in the report? So that is the table of contents. In a book, when you're reading a book, you generally find this table of content right in the beginning. So we are talking of that particular table of content only, but here it is for your research report. So when you are writing a research report, you will be having different chapters within that particular research report. For example, this particular individual has written an introduction about Airtel, then communication mix. These all are terms which are related to your subject, to other subjects that you will be studying in due course. So sales promotion, then he has done some literature review, then he has talked about the rationale and objective and methodology and the limitations and the references and the annexures, right? So these all are the contents of the report, and here in table of content we'll have to mention all those contents in proper sequence, and then we'll also have to mention the page numbers. Why are we doing this? So that the reader, if he wants to go straight away to recommendations, he can straight away go to page number 18. So that is the basic idea behind providing a table of contents or an index. Then we have a list of illustrations. Now what do we mean by illustrations? Pictures. Illustration is any picture, any figure, diagram, map, some photograph, some bar charts, pie diagrams. You would be studying about them in statistics. These are basically used to present the data. So data presentation tools they are. Bar charts, pie diagrams, you might have seen them already in your class 11th and 12th as well. So they are used to present data. Then we have got data table, which is also again used to present data. And then we have got different photographs. We might be using various photographs. In our research report, we might be using some maps. Let's say you have done your research in Pythagoras, so you might be using Pythagoras map. Then you might be having some diagrams or figures which you might have used. So all these things, apart from the written word, what all pictures, maps, photographs you are using, you have to actually enlist. You have to prepare a list of all those things here, again in proper sequence, along with their page numbers. So it is almost like table of contents. While table of contents is dealing with chapters and chapters and topics and sections and subsections, the list of illustration is something that you see, right? So list of illustrations will provide you the list of all the diagrams, maps, photographs that you have used along with the page number, so that again if the reader wants to have a look at a particular photograph, then he will find out from the list of illustrations as to what the page number is, and then he can straight away go to that particular page number. So that is the basic reasoning behind providing a list of illustrations. Fine. Once you are through with this, then you are left with the last subsection within the introductory part of the report, and this subsection is known as the executive summary or an abstract. I hope you know what a summary is. A shortened form of some material that you have, so you shorten it, the abbreviated form. So that is what a summary is, and it is also known as abstract. So you remember these two terms. Now what do we do in the executive summary or in the abstract? Basically, let me give you an idea as to what we do in executive summary or an abstract. We basically give an overview of whatever we have written in the project report. So we give a very brief summary of whatever we have mentioned in the project report, of whatever important is there in the project report. So it has to be a very brief, choti summary of whatever we are mentioning in the project report. Fine. And when you are preparing your research report as part of your dissertation project or as part of your internship, then maybe it would be 2 to 3 pages long, not beyond that. Fine. So that would be the appropriate length for an executive summary or an abstract. What will it contain? As I said already, it will describe the background of the research. Why in the first place did you conduct the research? What were the research problems or the objectives? What were you trying to achieve through the results, through the research? And what have you found out, and what do you recommend? आप क्या सलाह देंगे? What would you recommend? So these things have to be described, but in very, very brief. I told you, for a 50-60 page long report, the executive summary would be around 2 to 3 pages, not beyond that. Fine. Now please understand, you might be finding these terms that I've used here, research problem, research objective, findings, recommendations, a little unfamiliar, but don't worry. As you go ahead and as you start going through different subjects in your BBA course, you would come across these terms and you would then understand what these terms mean. Fine. So this executive summary basically describes all the things about the report, all the important things, but in very, very brief. As I said, it would be very brief, length 1 to 2 pages, and it could be as small as just 3 to 5 paragraphs in just one page. So 2.5 page at max, or it could be as small as 3 to 5 paragraphs in a particular page. Is this fine? So this is how you have to write the executive summary and the abstract. With this we conclude the introductory section. In the next session that we'll have, we'll talk about the main body of the report as well as the concluding section. Thank you very much for your time.